What is going on, Crypto Fiends? Ryan Rotolo here at the Crypto Fiend Studio. Today, we are going to be diving into some technical analysis for Bitcoin. And oh boy, I am pretty excited for this one because it seems like the tables may be turning. Although the market is doing very, very bad this week, these indicators that we are going to be looking at show that possibly we could be having some big upwards movement in the not too far future. So we are going to be diving into that very, very shortly. But first, I just want to briefly go over the market to give you guys a good perspective of where we currently stand. As you guys can see, the majority of everything is down drastically right now. We have Bitcoin down 7.5%, over 17% on the week, which is pretty jaw-dropping. And of course, the majority of altcoins are doing very, very poorly on the day and the week as well. The overall cryptocurrency space is not doing too hot right now, but we have a handful of indicators that show otherwise for the following weeks to come for Bitcoin, specifically that we will be looking at right now. So I am going to be going over a handful of indicators and sort of explaining what they are and how they operate for the beginners out there that want a better understanding of what they're looking at, so you can apply these skills to your own technical analysis, charts, and of course enhance your trading skills. So nonetheless, let's dive right into things today. So first off, I want to discuss the moving averages. So the moving averages are just a very good indicator of determining new trends that are forming in any given market. So as you guys can see here, we have this yellow line, which is the 50-day. We have the pink line, which is the 200-day, and the teal line is the 100-day. But we're mainly going to be focusing on these two lines right here. So what we're currently experiencing is a slight upwards movement with the 50-day. This is a great sign, guys. If we can continue to get a couple more green candles throughout the next couple weeks, we will most likely experience a golden cross. Now, if you're not familiar with what a golden cross is, it's pretty much a fancy term for the 50-day crossing over the 200-day. So the yellow line crossing over the pink line, which will indicate a new upward trend has begun. And then after that, of course, the inevitable is bound to happen: phenomenal price movement down the road. So that is one first sign that things are looking pretty good for the overall market for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now we are looking at the 1 week, so each candle is equaling 1 week, and we're looking at this because it gives us a good perspective of where we're going to go in a couple weeks, a couple months from now. We're not really focused on the next couple days. We're focused on what's to come down the road. So that's the first indicator I wanted to share with you guys. Now, the next one I want to look at is one that is in the title of this video, and this is an indicator that has not flipped to the green side in over 270 days. And this is a pretty big deal, guys. So it's called the Gaussian channel. Now, this is an indicator I'm personally new to, but I find it very fascinating, and it seems to be very, very accurate. So this is the Gaussian channel. As you guys can see, it sort of looks like a green and red candy cane type sort of deal. And as you guys can see, we went from green to red to green, and we just began this green channel, which is a phenomenal sign that throughout the next couple months we will most likely experience a very, very large green channel continue upward in momentum. So we began this green channel on July 29th, so only about 16 days ago, and so far it's been going very, very well. And we've been holding this green channel. Now, as you guys can see in the past, now we are on the 1 week. Again, this has only flipped a couple times in the cryptocurrency lifespan. So we were back the last time we experienced a green candle, a green trend that ended was back in October of 2018 when we flipped over to the red side, and literally right when that happened, that's when we experienced that drastic bear market where we dropped from around, I believe, about $6,400, and we tanked all the way down in December to a low of $3,200. So it seems like this indicator is very, very accurate and is a great way to determine where the market will most likely go in the future. Now, of course, you can't always guarantee that things are going to go according to plan with this indicator, especially as you guys can see. It's not necessarily an indicator where you can perfectly time the bottom and the top, but it gives you a good idea of where the overall market is going to be going. So as you guys can see, throughout the entire lifespan of this dip that we experienced last year, it was in the red, but it didn't flip over to the green till roughly around 2 weeks ago when Bitcoin was around $10,000. So it didn't flip over right when Bitcoin started to pump, but it flipped over a little bit ways down the road. So it's kind of a delayed indicator, but it is a very good sign that things are going to start to flip to the upside for the momentum of Bitcoin. So the next indicator I want to discuss with you guys is going to be the RSI. Now, I'm going to be going over a handful of very well-known indicators, and I personally find these to be some of the most accurate indicators in my opinion. That's just simply because these indicators are a great way to determine where the market currently stands when it comes to overbought or oversold positions, and if it's a good time to make a position and stuff like that. So as you guys can see on the screen here, we have the RSI down here. Now, if you're not familiar with the RSI, like I just said, it's a good indicator to determine if a market's overbought or oversold or right in the middle. So we have this purple rectangle. This is the zone that is sort of the safe zone. Is a good indicator that the market is doing well, it's trending well, nothing's pumping too drastically or being dropped off too drastically. So as you guys can see, we are on a sort of free fall right now, but we are still in between the 70 and the 30 range, which is a good sign. Nothing to be alarmed about. But to give you guys a good perspective of what I was talking about, right here where we have the line come over the 70, that shows that the market is overbought, and you wouldn't necessarily want to make a position into a market when you see these come over the 70, because what comes after an overbought market is a little bit of a correction. And then also, same thing applies down here, and I find this very fascinating, and it's a good way to show you guys that the RSI is very accurate, is right down here on December 10th of 2018. This is when Bitcoin hit roughly $3,200. The RSI dipped right below the 30 to indicate that the market was oversold, and then right after that we began our phenomenal uptrend to where we currently are today. So that's just a good way to give you guys a perspective that the RSI is a phenomenal tool to use, and it's a great way to determine when you should enter a market. I personally wouldn't necessarily enter a market when markets are over bought, but as you guys can see here, back in the bull run, the market was greatly overbought multiple times, kept dipping back down. So it is sort of like a roller coaster when you are in a bull trend across the board. So right now, when it comes to the current state of Bitcoin, this is a pretty good sign that we are cooling off a little bit, experiencing a slight correction. If we can hold that $9,000 level, I don't see any issues with continuing this momentum upward within the next couple of weeks, especially if we do experience this golden cross within the next couple of weeks as well. Now, I will be posting a video probably tomorrow discussing why we experienced this ugly market, what this is most likely from, and if you are a U.S. citizen, I highly advise you check that video out because it does apply to you, and of course it applies to everyone in the cryptocurrency space because everyone gets affected with this news and these price movements. But yeah, stay tuned for that video. If you guys did find this video informative, and if you like this sort of technical side of things, feel free to leave a like or a comment down below and let me know, because I'd happy to do more videos like this in the future. It's a great way for me to enhance my technical skills as well as share it with you guys and maybe learn something from you. If you have any indicators that you would like me to show in future videos, leave them down below and I'll definitely check them out, and all that good stuff. If you did find this video informative, hit that freaking subscribe button and hit that little bell so you can get notified for future videos as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next.